Hi, my name's Landon Sleer, and we're going to do some interviews with some of the Butler Golden Tornado girls. What's your name?
Samantha King.
Tell me about the JV game tonight.
The game we played pretty well. We lost, but that doesn't mean we didn't play well. And I think we really put up a fight tonight.
How did you handle the pressure during the game?
It's a lot considering I'm on the court a lot because I'm the libero. But you just gotta play calm and encourage your teammates.
How do you stay encouraged when you're down?
Your teammates are always there to back you up. I turn to the coach sometimes and be like, hey, can you help me kind of get lifted up a bit? And she helps a lot, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's your name?
My name's Grace Douthit.
Tell me about the game tonight. How did it go?
It went pretty well. We lost 2 sets.
How did you handle pressure during the game?
Pretty well. It's really easy. Like, I learned to try not to get in my head if I make a mistake and just learn from my mistakes.
How do you stay encouraged while you're down in a set?
I just put a smile on my face and just work through everything that I have to go through.
What's your name?
Harper Geibel.
Tell me about the game tonight.
I think we definitely could have done a lot better on our passing. That's one thing we definitely need to work on. We'll be definitely doing that in practice tomorrow. But I feel like we put up a pretty good fight even though we lost.
How do you handle pressure when you're down?
I just look at my teammates. Everyone's smiling. We try to keep up a good energy, and they just keep me upbeat.
What was the biggest thing that coach emphasized after the game?
Serving and passing. Volleyball's about a game of serving and passing. That's definitely something we should work on.
Thank you. What's your name?
Sydney Karenbauer.
How did you handle pressure during the game today?
I look for my teammates and my coach for the support.
How do you stay encouraged while you're down?
I look at my teammates again, and I just make sure to stay out of my own head.
What are you guys going to work on in practice tomorrow, and how are you going to implement your mistakes into tomorrow's practice?
Serve, receive, and passing, and just working on our technique in the game.
That's it for the JV girls. Thank you.
evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Butler Senior High Gymnasium for tonight's contest between the Indians of North Hills and your own Butler Golden Tornado. In conjunction with the PIAA and the WPIAL, we encourage vocal and positive support for the efforts of the young participants and strongly discourage any display of inappropriate behavior or language. Your privilege of admission may be revoked for the display of behavior that is in any way inappropriate. Please support players, coaches, and game officials in a positive manner. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that everyone please rise. And gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Hello everybody and welcome to Butler Tornado TV for the opening match of our coverage this season in the 2025-2026 sports season. I welcome you. My name's Jake Kaufman and I hope you enjoy the ride. I welcome you here to some Butler girls volleyball as they host the visiting North Hills Indians. Both teams come into this one at an 0-1 section record. Both teams are 4-2 currently overall, but obviously it's the section record that really counts. North Hills lost a 5-set thriller to North Catholic this past Tuesday. Butler wasn't in quite of a thriller. They traveled down to Butler County rival Seneca Valley and were ousted 3-0 pretty handily by the Raiders, so they are hoping to bounce back. And you hate to call this one an early must-win, but both teams obviously in search of a win. North Hills went 0-10 in the section last year. Butler did not fare too well in the section either. Both teams missing playoffs. This one could be an early start, a jump start here for them. Here is the Golden Tornado in their gold and blue. Their starting lineup goes as follows: Eva Stutz, number 1, Raina Lewandowski and Taylor Simon. The libero is the backcourt. Ashlyn Tassadori, Ava Davis, and Julia Mason, a full center front court for the Tornado. And as the game seems to get underway here very soon, waiting for the libero to check in, number 13, Emily Sukaskis. And here she goes. Replacing number 21, Sofia Rodriguez. The starting line for the Indians goes as follows. Number 2, Madeline Korgel. Number 13, Emily Sukaskis. I believe that's number 5, Ashlyn Fazio in the back line. Number 9, now we're going to the front row. Number 19, Kaylee McKee seems to be their middle block. Number 24, Catherine Betty Kiefer. And a number I cannot quite see at the moment. It's going to be number 12 as we are underway. It's just sneaking its way past Mason, finding Tassadori. Good dig there by Fazio. Corbel. And that one gets down, and North Hills gets the opening point of the night. Number 12, by the way, is Addison Zidnak for the Indians. First serve of the night here, number 2, Madeline Corbel, the junior. Here in the opening set. Stutz the dig. Mason the set. Tassadori the kill. The Golden Tornado get their first point of this section showdown in an early substitution. Eva Stutz coming off. Or no. Or Lillian. Yeah, yes it is. Lillian Nicolo is coming in for Eva Stutz. There was a bit of confusion. A bit excited to come in. Rightfully so. Came in a bit too early before the ref approved it. Now Julia Mason will serve for the first time here for the Golden Tornado. Mason serve, just getting over the net. Good take there by Fazio. And just having to hit it over is number 24, Catherine Batty Kiefer. There is Mason. There's Tassadori, and again, the Wheaton College commit, who will be traveling just an hour south of Boston in her collegiate career, grabs her second kill of the evening, and it's 2-1 Butler. And Julia Mason once again up to serve here for the Golden Tornado. Mason serve over the net once again. Fazio's dig wasn't a great one. Batty Kiefer and haphazardly getting that over. There was Fazio. There is Ava Davis into the net. Nicolo kept it alive. Indians get the point. So far the section record goes as follows. North Allegheny getting off to a quick start. The 8-time reigning state champions at a 2-0 record. As North Hills wins that point, the 8-time reigning state champions North Allegheny at a 2-0 record. North Catholic currently at 1-0. Seneca Valley in third place at 1-1. Then North Hills, Butler, and Pine Ridgeland at a tie for last place with an 0-1 record. North Hills, their next matchup will be against the reigning state champions on the 16th when they travel to North Allegheny. Butler will play here at home against North Catholic. Will play away at North Catholic as that one falls 3-3. That was Tassadori again. Third kill already for the senior. Tassadori, good hit. Over, Fazio just kind of had to loop it over. Good dig there by Tassadori. Mason did well, and there's Simon. Fazio, Corbel, and there is a long one there from Addison Zidnak. And another substitution will be made. Lillian Nicolo coming off, and Campbell Klaus into the game here for the Golden Tornado. Here as the junior, replacing the junior. There's Lillian Nicolo coming off a bit gingerly. A hand or something, I don't know what exactly happened. If we get an update, I will feed you guys in. There's Tassadori, that ball goes long. First service error of the evening for the Golden Tornado, and we're tied at 4. Expect this one to be close. Last 5 matchups, Butler just edging out North Hills, 3-2. There's Sukaskis, Mason, and there is Raina Lewandowski. Watch out for her tonight. That one soars long, and it gives the Indians the lead. The last 5 matchup goes as follows. Butler 3-1, Butler 3-0. North Hills sweeping the Golden Tornado in the 2023 season with both 3-0 wins, and then Butler a while back in 2022 picking up a 3-1 win over North Hills. That is the last 5 matchups as follows, as the University of Pitt Johnstown commit Bryn Cornaby making her way in. And the point was given to Butler. It's 5-4 here to the Golden Tornado. Cornaby. Good dig there by Batty Kiefer. And there is Sofia Rodriguez for the first time we're seeing. Mason's dig. Cornerby set, and Lewandowski just had to hit it over. Batty Kiefer. Corbel, and there is Fazio. Good dig there by Cornerby. He's playing the back row. There is Lewandowski, Robinson, Cornerby, and Tassadori just has to hit it over. And Sofia Rodriguez bringing it back to tie the game. For the first time here tonight, we will see number 4, Magdalene West, into the game here for the Indians. Tight start here so far in the Butler Area Senior High School Gymnasium, 5-5 between the two section rivals. And as well, number 17, Mara Johnson, the setter, coming in. And the senior will be thrown straight into the fire as she will be serving. As North Hills looks to regain the lead. Tassadori, Mason, and there is Campbell Klaus. Good block there again. Now it's Fazio that time. Tassadori just getting it over. Sofia Rodriguez. Johnson, and there is West. Great take there by Simon. Mason falling in effort and failing to do so. North Hills takes the lead at 6-5. Butler Golden Tornado season so far, it's been a pretty good one. They open up 4-0. The last 2 matches, they have failed to pick up a set, losing 3-0 here to Mars, and then losing 3-0 obviously in the previously mentioned section opener to Seneca Valley away. There is Fazio's dig, Fazio's attempted hit. Mason, Simon, Lewandowski. Batty Kiefer did well, and they just had to haphazardly hit it over. Simon, Mason, right to Lewandowski, bringing the hammer down and tying the game. Eva Stutz back in, Campbell Class out. No substitutions for the Indians. The following lineup here for the Golden Tornado as we're 6-6 here so far in this opening set. Eva Stutz, Ashlyn Tassadori, Taylor Simon, Julian Mason, Raina Lewandowski, and Janessa Robinson for the Golden Tornado. Sukaskis, Johnson, Fazio. There's Stutz, there's Mason. Lewandowski needs to get it over, and she does. Batty Kiefer, Johnson, Rodriguez, just able to athletically get it over. There is Lewandowski, Sukaskis, and there is West. Did that get tipped? It did not. Butler's point, 7-6, Golden Tornado. Eva Stutz once again here to serve, looking to get a good streak. She is. Sukaskis, Johnson, Sofia Rodriguez finding the opposite court. Wonderfully done there by the senior. And Sofia Rodriguez ties this thing back up at 7. Both teams failing to grab a more than 1 point advantage. That's been the biggest lead so far. Fazio, Simon, Mason, Lewandowski, and Butler in this seesaw affair early. Regain the lead and retake the top spot at 8-7. Both these teams have never won a WPIAL title. The champions by year, last 5 years, NA's won the last 4 out of 5. Pine Richland winning in 2022 is the outlier. There is West. And a net violation there by Tassadori or Robinson ties the game up again. The most successful teams, despite 4 out of the last 5 titles by NA, they're only the 3rd successful team 4A-wise. Norwin, having won 15 consecutive titles from 1973 to 1988, is were the dominant force. They're not so dominant anymore. There's Tassadori! Wonderfully done again. Kill number 4 for her. Number 21, finding her groove early. And then it's Baldwin with 11, and then we see a Section 2 foe for the Golden Tornado, North Allegheny, sitting at 10. Mount Lebanon at 6. Pine Richland at 4 rounds out the top 5. It's a very tough section. WPIAL 4A Section 2. Having the best 2 teams from the WPIAL last year. Obviously the best team in the state NA, and then North Catholic, who were the WPIAL runner-ups. Seneca Valley is always a very solid team. North Hills, Pine Richland, having just won it a couple years ago, are always going to be good as well. And then obviously Butler as well, who have been able to pick up some solid teams in the past and are hoping to get back to the playoffs for the first time since 2022. Good dig there by Simon. Mason, Lewandowski, a back row hit. Sukaskis, West. Eva Stutz. Mason. Tossadori wants it again. She's been hot tonight. Good job there by Maura Johnson, but couldn't keep it on her side. They're giving it to Tossadori. She's been hot early. Had a little support there from the net, but Sukaskis was well alert. There's Batty Kiefer, Simon, Julia Mason. And there is Cornerby too high for the Pitt Johnstown commit. And once again, we are tied. Both teams failing to kind of run away from the opposing. And substitutions will be made. Number 12, Addison Zinnak into the game, and Madeline Corbel as the two starters returning their way back into the game. Serving is Madeline Corbel, the setter that is a junior. Corbel, Eva Stutz, Mason, Tossadori again. Took a deflection, and it threw off North Hills as Butler retake the lead at 10-9. Julia Mason, the senior, experienced, 2 years on varsity, sending this one into the net, but it is able to fall in. Or no, it does land out. 10-10. Thought the referee pointed his flag down, which usually means in. Must have saw wrong. Tie game at 10. There is Batty Kiefer. Simon. Mason. There's Campbell Klaus. Klaus is hit. Batty Kiefer, Corbel, and there's Fazio. Can't get it over. 11-10 Golden Tornado. And Ashlyn Tossadori, who's been the early MVP, serving here for the Golden Tornado. That's Butler just trying to up their advantage. Biggest lead anybody's had is one. Fazio, Corbel, and hitting, looping that ball over there was number 12, Addison Zinnak. There is Lewandowski, Batty Kiefer, Corbel, and there's Ashlyn Fazio. Too strong. 11-11. And looks like Lillian Nicolo has really hurt herself badly, unfortunately. Looks like towards the ankle, Achilles region. She seems done for the evening. Very sad to see. You never wish that on anybody. But here is Lewandowski. Corbel. Good hit, and Mason. Was that ball going to find the back corner? It was, and 12-11 North Hills. That's Haley McCants having a word for players after that point. It is her first year as the Butler Golden Tornado head coach after the previous head coach Sarah Lucas, or Megan Lucas, pardon me, stepped down after some great years of service working for the Golden Tornado. Tie game at 12. The libero Simon checks out, and Janessa Robinson, the junior, will check back in. Here is Bryn Cornerby now here for the Golden Tornado. Cornerby, Batty Kiefer, Sukaskis, now finding, that was Fazio. Good dig there by Lewandowski, Mason, and there's Bryn Cornerby. Corbel, Sukaskis, hit over, and a cross-court hit was shanked on there by Addison Zignac. Got way too much on it. And Butler retake the lead at 13-12. Early theme so far here in this first set. See two section rivals, both teams in need of a win. There's Fazio, Mason, Robinson took it there from Tossadori. There is Lewandowski, Sukaskis, Corbel. Good kill there by number 12, Addison Zinnak. And it's 13-13. Entertaining game so far. Both teams failing to separate each other as Mara Johnson steps back into the game here for the Indians. Along with Magdalene West making her way back in. Lewandowski, Simon did very well to save it as miscommunication almost hurt the Golden Tornado. There is West, that ball's long, and Butler retake the lead at 14-13. And here we go again. Butler taking the lead once again. Can they up their advantage? Ava Stutz will be the one to serve. Golden Tornado leading by 1. Stutz. Fazio. Mara Johnson. There's Lorena Lewandowski, did very well. There is Julia Mason, and there's a Lewandowski. My word, was that a hammer down. Hammer time for Lorena Lewandowski. And the talented junior showcasing her talents again. Butler by 2. And the biggest lead anybody has had in this first set. It's been that close. That 2 is the biggest lead. Let's see if the Golden Tornado can up that advantage. Here's Eva Stutz. The serve gets over. Sukaskis, Mara Johnson, Sofia Rodriguez palmed it over. Mason did well. Johnson, Fazio seems to be the threat. She certainly is the threat for the Indians. Ashlyn Fazio. An early star here for the Indians. It's a 1-point deficit here for North Hills. Fazio's serve over. Stutz. Mason couldn't avoid the net. It's a net violation, and we are tied at 15. North Hills, after going down 2, able to pick up 2 points in succession and tying the game at 15. North Hills head coach Annalise Schenk giving instruction to Fazio. The instruction was to hit it to the junior, but Stutz dealt with it ever so well, and that ball's in. Fazio called it out, but unbeknownst to her, that ball finds its way into the corner, and Butler returned the lead. Reina Lewandowski here for the Golden Tornado. Lewandowski, Sukaskis, Rodriguez, and there is Batty Kiefer. That ball finds the middle of the court. Stutz's dive wasn't enough. Another interesting matchup here in Whitfield 4A Section 2 as tonight. Or no, pardon me. Oh yes, North Catholic taking on Pine Richland. Reading my notes wrong there, pardon me. As North Catholic and Pine Richland. North Catholic when they go 2-2, 2-0 to try to tie an A. Pine Richland trying to pick up their first section win. Pine Richland having the Olympic U18 gold medalist Isabella Hoppy. We'll see if she'll be able to lead them to success in Whitfield 4A Section 2. Only the top 3 teams make playoffs. Only top 3 make playoffs. It'll be very interesting to see if one of these 2 teams, including Pine Richland as well, can sneak in, knowing that obviously last year's playoff field included North Allegheny, North Catholic, and Seneca Valley. Tie game at 17 as the last serve went long. And this serve goes long as well there by Lewandowski, and North Hills regains the lead. Zidnek and Corbel into the game for the Indians. Mara Johnson and Magdalene West will sub out for North Hills. Corbel. Simon did well. Mason set. Cornaby rejected at the net. Nasty rejection there by number 19, Kaylee McKee. The 5'11 sophomore showcasing her star talents. And North Hills with their biggest lead of this first set is 19-17. Corbel. Stutz. Mason. Cornaby slapping it home. Looping around Mason. Mason doing the opposite set. And that is such a beautiful kill there by Cornaby to pull the deficit back to 1. A much needed point there for the Tornadoes as this first set's getting down to the final moments. Mason. Batty Kiefer. And there is a rejection at the net by, guess who? Bryn Cornaby. Back-to-back points she's been the star in, and we're tied again. 6 points away from the set victory, both teams are. Butler and North Hills. Mason, Sukaskis. Wasn't a pretty dig there from her, but McKee did very well to get it over. There's Mason finding Tassadori. Sukaskis' dig. The set by Corbel. And the attempted killer by Zidnak wasn't good enough. Mason, Lewandowski from the back row. Sukaskis did very well. Corbel. Fazio. Mason. Simon. Tassadori will just have to tip it over. And now North Hills will reset. Here's Batty Kiefer. Long. And Butler regained the lead. That's 3 consecutive points there for the Golden Tornado. And it's 20-19 for Butler. Mason once again to serve. The last 3 points that she served in went Butler's way. Trying to push Butler too far away for the Indians to push back as McKee, and they weren't able to. Simon signaling my bad there to her teammates after the mistake. And it's 20-20. Batty Kiefer to serve. Here for the Indians. Batty Kiefer. Simon. Mason. And there is Corderby. The tip almost worked. Fazio, I believe, got a piece to keep it alive for the Indians. But that soars long. Well long there by Zidnak as he just tried to dig it over. But in the end, didn't get over. And the Let's Go Butler chants from the Butler student section. As Butler student section this year has been very supportive of all teams. Even the smaller teams that you wouldn't think would have a student section there has a student section. That serve goes long though by Tassadori, and we're tied at 21. McKee checks out. Sofia Rodriguez checks in. Tie game at 21. Both teams 4 points away from taking this opening set. Sukaskis, Tassadori, Mason, and here is Lewandowski, and it is rejected at the net there by Addison Zidnak. And North Hills take a 22-21 lead. McCants will elect to take a timeout. We'll take a short break. North Hills leading Butler in a very tight opening set, 22-21, just 3 points away from the victory. Welcome back, everybody, after that short break at the timeout. North Hills, if you're just with us, just took a 22-21 lead over the Golden Tornado. And now Emily Sukaskis, the libero, seems to be the server here for the Indians to try to close out this opening set. Butler has 1 timeout remaining in the set. North Hills still have 2. Both teams get 2 sets. Get 2 timeouts per set. Pardon me. Simon's dig. There's Mason. There's Corderby. High dig there. There by Zidnak. There's Ashlyn Fazio. Mason did very well. There's Simon. Lewandowski. Batty Kiefer. Tried to trick him there. Corbel. Didn't phase the tornado. There is Lewandowski finding that back corner. Just wonderful there from the Golden Tornado. And once again, this set's just meant to be here for a tiebreaker, it seems. We're tied at 22. Bryn Corderby. Future Panther. Trying to guide the Golden Tornado through. Batty Kiefer's dig. Corbel set. Fazio rejected at the net, but Campbell Klaus and Janessa Robinson didn't talk on whether who to get to it. And North Hills retake the lead as that first set victory coming ever so close here for the Indians. Mara Johnson, the senior, been in situations like these before, I'm sure. There's Mason, Lewandowski, and we are tied again. 23-23. Stutz will check in here for Campbell Klaus. They just cannot separate each other here from this opening set. as close as can be. It is win by 2. So that is how we will get into a tiebreaker. If it does go 24-24, then at that point it will just be a first to 26, then possibly 27-28, and it just goes on. Here is Eva Stutz, Sukaskis, Mara Johnson, and there is Ashlyn Fazio, has been North Hill's most dangerous player, and she sets up the Indians for the first set point of the evening. And who else would it be to try to serve out this opening set? It will be Ashlyn Fazio, but after this Haley McCants timeout, we will have a North Hills set point whenever we return. Welcome back, everybody. Butler trailing North Hills 24-23 here in this opening set of this second WPIAL 4A Section 2 matchup here for both of these teams. Both teams 0-1 in the section, searching for that first section victory. And North Hills almost 1/3 of the way there. Fazio can pull in here. Here as North Hills on the set point. Lewandowski trying to save it here for the Golden Tornado. Great dig there by Fazio. There's Mara Johnson. There's Patty Kiefer. Simon keeps the set alive. Mason. Tassadori, this needs to go over, and it does not. Somehow Patty Kiefer kept it alive for the Indians. Lewandowski's tip, Rodriguez, Fazio, what an amazing dig to keep it alive. Mason tried to catch him off, couldn't. There's Mason, now here's Lewandowski, rejected. Lewandowski, and there's Simon, and we stay alive. Johnson, Fazio, Tassadori, Mason, Lewandowski, Butler's point as they stay alive in this first set, and we head to a tiebreaker. Breathe. Wow, what a point. That's why we love sports. Crowd getting into it. Hopefully we have a lot more action tonight. 24-24, first to 26 now. Lewandowski's this first serve here of this tiebreak, and it's a mistake by Sukaskis. And the Golden Tornado with their first set point of the evening. And it's going to be up to the junior Raina Lewandowski, who's been in the Golden Tornado varsity lineup since a freshman. She's as experienced as any on this Golden Tornado 6. Sukaskis, Johnson, Rodriguez, Tassadori's dig. Mason, Tassadori for the set. Got it to drop! And the Golden Tornado take set number 1 tonight in this WPIAL 4A Section 2 home opener for the Golden Tornado. They phase off a set point there from the Indians and take set number 1, 26-24 over the Indians. We'll be back after this 3-minute break here tonight. Set 2 coming up very soon. 26-24, Butler takes set number 1. Hello everybody and welcome back here to Tornado Alley, the Butler Area Senior High School Gymnasium, here for the opening matchup, the home opener, of the Whitfield 4A Section 2 here between the Butler Golden Tornado and the North Hills Indians. Let's go Butler chants ringing around the Butler Area Senior High School Gymnasium there by the student section. Here as the Golden Tornado took a thriller of an opening set, 26-24. No team led by more than 2. That is how tight it was. It was just back and forth, seesaw action with both teams reclaiming, falling off the top spot, and reclaiming it again. Butler, obviously, were the ones that ended up winning that opening set. The set stars, in my opinion, Brandon Lewandowski came up crucial there for the Golden Tornado down the stretch. Ashin Tassadori came out firing. Came out the traps very fast, and Mason just got it over, and we have an ace. Call it luck. She definitely meant to do that. Butler lead by 1, and they take the opening point of the second set. Very thrilling atmosphere here in the Butler Area Senior High School Gymnasium. McKee. Zidnak just had to hit it over. Tassadori calling off Simon. There is Cornerby, and that one sails long there by Cornerby, and we are tied at 1. Ones to watch though here for North Hills. Sophia Rodriguez was very, very good in that opening set. Sukaskis, everything kind of flows through her. Obviously, she is the libero after all. But Ashlyn Fazio is certainly the main star for the Indians in the opening set. And there is Ashlyn Tassadori, one of the set 1 MVPs, showing out here for the Golden Tornado once again. Wheaton College is getting a good one as Butler take a 2-1 lead. Tassadori to serve. Corbel in for the Indians. Gets in well there by Tassadori. Corbel. There is Batty Kiefer. And it gets through the block of Cornerby and Lewandowski to tie it. You haven't been here before. It is a best of 5, first of 3. First 4 sets are first to 25, win by 2 as you saw firsthand in that first set. If we are to go to a 5th set, which is very possible with how that first set went, how the second set is going, North Hills has retaken the lead at 3-2 off of a Cornerby error. It would go first to 15 and obviously win by 2. Batty Kiefer, Tassadori. A mistake, and North Hills lead by 2. Batty Kiefer to serve here for the Indians. North Hills have picked up 3 consecutive. Trying to make it 4. There's Lewandowski, who is just not going to let that happen, or no, a net violation. Lewandowski must have ran into it. The net did move heftily. And it is 4 consecutive here for the Indians on the bounce. And the biggest lead anybody has had here tonight is a 3-point advantage for the Indians here to open up the second set. Here is Simon hitting that one over. She doesn't get much of an opportunity to do that, obviously, as a libero. There is Fazio. Hammer time for Ashlyn Fazio. And the Indians pick up a 4-point advantage. She gets up there. A big threat here for the Indians as they've came out the blocks very quick. Batty Kiefer, Tassadori, Mason, and there is Cornerby responding with authority. And Butler and the North Hills run. Cornerby to serve, Tassadori and Mason. Lewandowski, Robinson, and Campbell Klaus, the 6. Here for the Tornado, Fazio's dig to Corbel. And it goes. It lands. Miscommunication. It was supposed to go back to Kaylee McKee or back to Ashlyn Fazio. Either way, the ball drops. And the Golden Tornado pull it to 1. McKee, Corbel, Zidnak, Sukaskis, Ashlyn Fazio, and Maddie and Catherine Batty Kiefer. The 6 in, and there is a service ace there by Bryn Cornerby to make it 6-5. Cornerby. Good serve. Sukaskis. Corbel. And there is Fazio. Lewandowski had to get down, and Kaylee McKee reaching over the net and slamming it home for the kill. And it's 7-5. Haley McCant saying that she went over the net. Did look like she went over the net, to be fair, to the Butler head coach. And she's letting her frustrations be known. I think she would end up being right if there was a challenge system, but away from that, there is Raina Lewandowski, and no complaining about that point. Butler pull it to within one. It is 6-7 in favor of the Indians. Eva Stutz trying to pull one back here for the Tornado. They trail by a score of 7-6. Both teams obviously have 2 timeouts remaining. Butler leading with a 1-0 set advantage. Miscommunication again there from the Indians, and the score goes from 6-7 to now 7-7. As Let's Go Butler chants once again ring around the gymnasium here tonight. Buoyant atmosphere here for the Golden Tornado section home opener. Corbel. Tassatori struggled to get to that one, was able to eventually though. Corbel, Sukaskis, and Ashlyn Fazio finding her way again. A threat always. For the first time that we will see number 22, Jana Miller, check into the game here for the Indians. Magdalene West will check in here for North Hills. Miller getting the Tassadori. Simon, there is Lewandowski. Net violation by the Indians, and we're tied at 8. North Hills got out the traps very quick, winning 4 consecutive points to make it a 5-2 advantage for them, but points have been in favor of the Tornado since. 8-5. Or 6-5 to be exact. There is Robinson. And Rodriguez. Just wasn't a pretty point there from the Indians. Jana Miller struggled to get to that one, and Rodriguez just kind of had to try to tip it over to the best of her abilities. 7-3 Butler since North Hills got out to a 5-2 lead. Now they lead 9-8. Their first lead since it was 1-0 in the set. Tip over, Stutz it very well. Mason, here is Lewandowski. Wonderfully done, finding that back corner, painting the corners here for the Golden Tornado. Raina Lewandowski once again for Butler, and they lead by 2. Lewandowski put too much gas on that one. Got a bit too excited, and the deficit pulls back to 1 here for the Indians. And now Ashlyn Fazio, who's been the girl to watch so far here for the Indians tonight. Fazio. Simon just able to save. Good alertness there from the senior. Sukaskis. Jana Miller. And there's Batty Kiefer. Lewandowski, good dig. Mason never going to win that matchup there for Batty Kiefer, and we're tied at 10. Fazio once again the serve here for the Indians. Oh, and Stutz error there in the back. North Hills pick up 3 consecutive, and they lead 11-10. Getting back onto the Butler schedule though. Next 3 games, I've already mentioned, this kind of feels like a must-win here for them with the next 3 games a gauntlet. North Catholic, who is the runner-up from last year's Whippeal Championship. North Allegheny, who's the 8-time reigning state champions. They've won 4 out of the last 5 Whippeal titles, and then they have to face a even though it is U18, it is still an Olympian, Isabella Hoppy for Pine Richland. So it certainly does not get any easier here for the Golden Tornado. We're tied at 11. Taylor Simon. Jana Miller. Magdalene West. Stutz. Mason. Lewandowski, oh, mishit that one. Might have hit the side of her hand. You can tell as soon as it went off of her hand, it just didn't feel right. And as a result, it goes straight into the net. And North Hills retake the lead at 12-11. Sophia Rodriguez to serve here for the Indians. Rodriguez, Lewandowski, got a lot on it. Mason's gonna need to be careful that she doesn't hit the net. She did very well. Miller, there is Magdalene West, Lewandowski, Julia Mason into Ashlyn Tassadori. Fazio's dig, Miller, and that was very well hit there by Catherine Batty-Kiefer. She might have thought it was in. Line judge disagreed, and we're tied at 12. Julia Mason to serve here for the Golden Tornado. Mason, Batty Kiefer's dig, Jana Miller, Magdalene West. Tassadori did very well. Referee saw no issue with that. Sukaskis, Magdalene West. There is Lewandowski. Mason, Tassadori, and there's Fazio's dig, and that ball goes into the net. Miller did very well with the circumstances. Simon ever so well. Mason, and there's Tassadori, but there's Fazio. And we go again. Batty Kiefer, Lewandowski, a marathon of a point. And that ball hits the net, or hits the line above the net. You're not allowed to hit that or else it is called out. And Tassadori did exactly that, 13-12. In favor of the Indians. Corbel, Tassadori, and Mason's dive was never going to be enough. And North Hills now take a 2-point advantage. North Hills trying to avoid going down that 2-0 stranglehold. Obviously, Butler knows just as well as anyone right now how it feels to go down 2-0. Well, good for them. They will not be in that situation tonight, as they have been the last 2 matches against Seneca Valley and Mars. And that Mars game was very, very tight. And Seneca Valley, I do not know exactly what the set scores were, but I heard it was very close. There's Tassadori, Batty Kiefer, Corbel, and there is Fazio. Tassadori, Julia Mason, and there is Raina Lewandowski. That ball looped over. Fazio did very well. She's done all night. Simon. And there's Lewandowski, pardon me. Corbel. Tassadori. To Julia Mason. Brayden Corderby. Nobody guarding that back corner, and Butler tied up at 14. Tassadori to serve here for the Golden Tornado. 14-14 in the second set. Butler took the first set 26-24 in a thriller, and it's turning out to be that way in the same here in the second. Batty Kiefer's hit goes long, and Butler regained the lead at 15-14. Tassadori to serve again here for the Golden Tornado, trying to keep her good luck, as Butler just trying to run away here. Biggest lead anybody's had all night was the 5-2 lead North Hills had earlier in the second set, but we saw how quickly that evaporated. Tassadori now. Sukaskis. Corbel. Lewandowski. Fazio. Corbel. Kaylee McKee. There's Campbell Klaus. Batty Kiefer did very well. Mason, Corderby trying to end it. Fazio, what a dig there by Ashlyn Fazio. My word, has she been amazing tonight. Corderby, and Corbel got a heavy piece of it, threw off Fazio from behind, and the Golden Tornado lead by 2. 16-14 Butler. Tassadori. And that's a brilliant serve there by Tassadori. Sukasis can't get down quick enough. And Butler leading 17-14. Tossadori soars long. Referee called it in, then called it out. It was out. Confusion there by the line judge. But the point is Northville's, no confusion there. Batty key for the serve. Northville's trying to tighten up this deficit. Simon got the dig. Mason, there's Cornerby tipping it over. Sukaskis was alert. And there is Cornerby bringing it back down again. Butler leading by 3. Edging closer, just 7 points away from this second set victory and taking a 2-0 stranglehold over the Indians as they try to claim their 3rd successive victory over the Indians dating back to last season. Cornerby. Way over. Robinson's dig. Mason and Janessa Robinson. Corbel. Fazio. Cornerby did very well in the back row to dig it out. There is Mason. Lewandowski whiffed on it. And it's 18-16. Emily Sukaskis to serve it for the Indians. Tossadori, Mason, Campbell Klaus. Good dig there by Corbel. Sukaskis, Ashlyn Fazio. Lewandowski's dig. Mason, Tossadori. And getting down very quickly there was Fazio. Corbel just had to send it over. There is Simon, there's Lewandowski, and rejected at the net there by Rodriguez, but the ball lands out, and Butler get the point. 19-16, have to wonder if Annalise Schenk will use a timeout. She didn't use one in that opening set. Obviously hasn't used one yet in the second set. 2 timeouts remaining. If Butler wins this point, might be a good time here to use one. As the Golden Tornado would then claim the biggest lead anybody's had all night long, which would be 4. Here is Lewandowski, good rejection there by Rodriguez. Point kept alive there by the Tornadoes. There's Tossadori, Rodriguez again. Simon, Tossadori gets it over. Rodriguez, Corbel, and bringing it home was Addison Zidnak, quieting this Butler crowd and getting a big roar out of the North Hills bench as the Indians facing a hostile environment tonight. And if you go down 2-0 in a place like this, with the atmosphere as good as it's been so far and as good as it's going to continue to be, it just might be the nail in the coffin for the Indians. Miller, Eva Stutz, Tossadori and Simon kind of colliding, but it worked out in the end there for the Golden Tornado. Jana Miller. Fazio, rejected there by Robinson. Sophia Rodriguez. Fazio have another go at it. Tossadori, good dig. Mason, Lewandowski, Batty Kiefer, Miller, Magdalene West, rejected at the net there by Robinson and Lewandowski. There is a center court violation by Janessa Robinson and Raina Lewandowski. And North Hills pull it to within 1 at 19-18. Jana Miller, Simon, Mason, and there's Lewandowski. Brilliant slam home there by Raina Lewandowski. And the Golden Tornado win the race to 20. But obviously the most important race is the race to 25. The first set MVP, Lewandowski. Butler 5 points away from taking a 2-0 lead, and Fazio had a ton of trouble dealing with it. And that's a costly error as the Golden Tornado now punch their lead up to 3. Lewandowski. Batty Kiefer. Miller. Fazio. Eva Stutz. It falls out. Ashlyn Fazio here to serve it for the Indians. North Hills in need of points. Stutz. And that ball drops. 21-20. It will go down as the server's ace. Ashlyn Fazio pulls it to within 1. That's for the first time that we're seeing senior Bailey Payne check in the action. As Eva Stutz will come out. And the senior wearing number 31 in blue and gold checking in here for the Golden Tornado. Simon, Lewandowski, and Payne in the backcourt, and Payne thrown right in, and she misses the whole thing. And North Hills ties this thing right back up at 21. A costly error by the senior. Has to be stressful just getting thrown into this tight contest. But you gotta make the most of the opportunity. I have to wonder if North Hills will now target her. We'll see though. Here is Lewandowski. That ball's long, and North Hills all of a sudden, from being down 21-18, have picked up 4 consecutive and now lead in this second set as they've turned things around here in a flash. 22-21 in favor of the Indians. 3 points away from the set victory. Welcome back, everybody. 22-21 in favor of the Indians. They've picked up 4 consecutive points en route to now leading the Golden Tornado, and are all of a sudden 3 points away from tying this thing right back up at 1 set apiece. Ashlyn Fazio to serve here for the Indians. Fazio, Bailey Payne, much better than last time. There's Mason, and there's Simon. Fazio, Jana Miller, Rodriguez, Taylor Simon, Julia Mason, and there is Reina Lewandowski. Wonderful diving dig there by Ashlyn Fazio. And just having the hit over there was Batty Kiefer. Mason, Lewandowski again. Hits the top, Sukaskis, and it's thrown off the Indians as Butler's low Jim becoming a factor for the first time tonight. We're tied at 22. Taylor Simon, the libero. All tied at 22. Simon, Batty Kiefer, Jana Miller, Magdalene West rejected at the net. Rodriguez, Fazio, this is 3. Batty Kiefer now finding Simon's dig. Into Mason, into Cornaby, rejected at the net by Batty Kiefer and Rodriguez. Take 2 here for the Tornado. And this time it works in their favor. Yes. 23-22. Sukaskis looked like she might have saved that for a moment, but Magdalene West couldn't retrieve it as well. 23-22 Tornado. And a timeout will be taken here by Annalise Schenk, the first timeout she will take tonight. And the Golden Tornado have turned things around, and it's 23-22 as there is a discrepancy here between the coaches, here between Schenk and the referee. It is a timeout. We'll be back in a minute. 23-22 Butler. Welcome back, everybody. Left from that short break. Both teams have used 1 timeout here in this second set. Both teams still have 1 remaining. If we get a set point here from Butler, wouldn't be surprised if Schenk were to use another one. But here is Fazio, Jana Miller, Magdalene West to try to tie it up. Simon rejects that. And here is Lewandowski, and it works in the Butler's favor. She hit it so softly, threw off the Indians. And now Butler have 2 set points to try to close out this second set and to go 2 sets up to 0 here tonight in their home opener. Section home opener, that is. Here is Simon. Sukoskis, Miller, Rodriguez to save the set point. It's loose. Mason keeps it alive. Miller, Rodriguez, Tassadori, Mason, and there's Lewandowski. It is out, and North Hills stays alive for one more point. It just missed that line. It's a very tight call there from the line judge. Believe he got it right though from initial looks. Sofia Rodriguez must get this over and in. It's a good one. Hit Tassadori right in the face, but she did well. And Tassadori though finds the opposite court, and the Golden Tornado once again pull out another tight set as they've taken another tight one. 25-23 in this second set. Butler staving off the adversity and finding a way to pull out results. 25-23. They take set number 2 as they lead 2-0 here tonight, and they're just one set away from taking their first section win of the new season. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Butler Senior High School Gymnasium. A brilliant atmosphere here tonight for this section home opener here for the Butler Golden Tornado. Both teams, obviously, between the Golden Tornado and the Indians, coming in 0-1. North Hills losing a 5-set thriller to the North Catholic Trojans, and Butler losing in a 3-set kind of blowout to the Seneca Valley Raiders. Both sets have been very close so far in the opening 2 sets. Only decided by 2 points, 26-24. Butler took the first one. No team led by more than 2 in that set. And then in the last set, set number 2, Butler winning 25-23. No team led by more than 3. North Hills led 5-2 early. Butler led 21-18 early, and that's as big as it got. Set stars, Ashlyn Tassadori sticking out to me. It's been so good tonight, and we'll see if she can continue. Here for set number 3, North Hills now in do or die range, must win the next 3 sets, or else the Golden Tornado will get section victory number 1. Tassadori's first attempt is rejected, who's quickly making her way to being game MVP. 1-0 in favor of the Indians. Corbel. Bailey Payne's dig. Mason. And there is Cornaby. Hit the net. Good job there by Zidnek. Corbel. And just getting it over. We're seeing a new entrance here from number 9 for the Indians. A new libero. And that is Niam Greer, the senior defensive specialist, making her first appearance.
Okay, CJ, thanks.
Julia Mason here for the Golden Tornado. Mason. Fazio. There is Corbel, and there is number 12, Addison Zidnek. Mason, and there's Cornaby, wonderfully placed. Finding her spot as always in the future University of Pitt Johnstown commit. Has Butler leading 2-1. Mason just goes in. Fazio went diving, didn't need to. There is Zidnek, Simon, Mason, Campbell, Klaus, and Fazio can't save it. And Butler lead 3-1. 3 consecutive points now on the bounce here for the Golden Tornado. Can they get some momentum rolling and open up a big gap here on the Indians to try to make this too far to handle for the Indians here in this third set and put them away here early? Julia Mason. Greer. Corbel. Nicely done. Mason did ever so well to keep it up. Her and Simon both. But unfortunately, nobody was there in that back corner to keep it even more alive and to get it over. North Hills ends Butler's run, and it's 3-2. Batty Kiefer, Tassadori, Simon, Ashlyn Tassadori. That ball finds its way in. Ashlyn Fazio got a heavy 2 hands on it. But unfortunately for her, it went sideways instead of just straight back into the Golden Tornado end as it lands in the North Hills section. And it's 4-2 here to the Golden Tornado. Tassadori to serve in her sky blue shoes. Finding Niam Greer. Corbel. And there's Fazio, rejected out of the net there by Cornaby. Or it might have just been by the net in general. Just getting it over there was Zidnek. Cornaby, Lewandowski. Getting that down there was Batty Kiefer. There's Fazio. Julia Mason. Bryn Cornaby rejected at the net there by McKee and Fazio. There is Klaus getting it over. And Greer did ever so well. What a job there by Niam Greer. Corbel did the thing to get it over. Did the dig to get it over. Greer. And it drops. 5-2. Golden Tornado. Tassadori to serve. Golden Tornado by 3. Niam Greer. Corbel. Batty Kiefer getting it down. Simon dived. Couldn't get to it. 5-3 Golden Tornado. North Hills season so far has been a good one. 4-2 obviously. Sweeping Avonworth to open up the season. Losing 3-1 to Hempfield was their first defeat. Then they won 3 on the bounce against Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon, and Quaker Valley. And then obviously losing that 5-step thrill to North Catholic most recently. They now sit at 4-2. They went 0-10 in the section last year. They last made playoffs in 2023, where they fell in a first round defeat to Hempfield 3-1. And the North Hills have picked up 3 consecutive points off the bounce as a service ace here. And all of a sudden it's 5-5 as Butler, lack of concentration in the back row, costing the Golden Tornado. And it's 5-5, and here we are again. We are tied. I feel like I've said that a bunch tonight, but there is a service error to end the run of number 15, Emerson Shao. Bryn Cornaby to serve. Cornaby and Shao trade service errors. And we're tied right back up at 6. Jana Miller here to serve. All tied at 6 in this third set. Butler leading 2-0. Mason, Lewandowski, Miller, Kaylee McKee, Simon, Mason, Janessa Robinson, Neam Greer, Miller, Sophia Rodriguez getting it over. Mason's dig into finding Taylor Simon. There is Raina Lewandowski finding that back corner so well. And the Golden Tornado regain the lead at 7-6. Bailey Payne, Neam Greer. And there is Ashlyn Fazio. Robinson couldn't keep it. They've done ever so well there, Butler, to eventually get it over. And McKee tried to find the cross court, tried to get it over Mason and down. She did get it over Mason, but certainly not down as it goes out of bounds, and the Golden Tornado lead by 2. Bailey Payne serving for the first time tonight here for the Golden Tornado, getting it over and almost finding a service ace, and she does. Fazio kept it up initially, but nobody was there to pick up the loose claims there for the Indians, and it's 9-6 in favor of the Golden Tornado. Payne to serve again. Long. Neam Greer saw it and let it fly out. 9-7 in favor of the Tornado. Fazio to serve. Taylor Simon did well. Julia Mason. There is Janessa Robinson, and that ball soars long as well. They're asking for a deflection. They won't get it. And it's a 1-point deficit here for the Indians. Fazio again. Ashlyn Fazio. Bailey Payne. Simon. There is Raina Lewandowski slamming it home. Too strong there for Sophia Rodriguez and Kaylee McKee jointly at the net. Butler first to 10. Number 23, Raina Lewandowski to serve for the Golden Tornado. Lewandowski, and that's the second service error of this third set. Pressure getting to some of the Golden Tornado players, possibly, with the possibility of getting that first section win of the season. That is always a big one. And of course, that first section win. Here's Neam Greer. It's in. We're tied at 10. Service ace. Some miscommunication in the back again there from the Golden Tornado, and we're tied at 10. Speaking of first section wins, some other sports teams in Butler still searching. Boys soccer faced North Allegheny tonight in hopes to get a first section win. As Mason went diving, couldn't save it. North Hills take the lead at 11-10. The girls soccer faced North Hills last night and ended up drawing 2-2 after 2 overtimes. But a team that is certainly not struggling at the moment. The boys and girls cross country teams both beating Pine Richland and Seneca Valley in their section opener this past Tuesday, comfortably cruising past both sides, boys and girls both, to pick up their first section wins. And Butler hoping to do the same tonight. They tied up 11 here in this third set as Ray Lewandowski gets the kill. And the Golden Tornado 14 points away from the match. Taylor Simon, the libero, to serve. A thriller of a showdown. Batty Kiefer, Jana Miller, and there is Batty Kiefer. Deflection carries it wide, and North Hills regain the lead. It's been a very tight contest so far tonight. As I mentioned before, coming into this third set, both opening sets were only decided by 2 points. So the Indians, and I know it must be a big morale dropper to lose those first 2 sets in the fashion that you did, as Bryn Cornerby bringing the house down to tie it back up at 12. No, it must be a big morale dropper. But, of course, they are still in it, and there's still a lot of life here in the Indians if they're just able to find that opening set victory. If they can get this third set, things can get interesting real quick. And possibly make the Golden Tornado hang on by a thread. Here's Fazio, and that ball hits the stick there by Addison Zinnek. And the Golden Tornado leading 13-12. Julia Mason now. Mason. Ashlyn Fazio. Corbel. And that ball missed. Hey, you could just hear it. The way it came off of her hand. Don't know if you guys would have heard that, but I certainly did. It just sounded whiffed. Sounded shanked right off initial contact. And it's 14-12 in favor of the Golden Tornado. Julia Mason once again to serve. Mason. Fazio's dig. Corbel set. Batty Kiefer's kill. Catherine Batty Kiefer trying to bring North Hills back. Tassadori. Julia Mason. Cornerby got up high and slamming it home. Boy, did she get up. A nasty slam dunk there from Bryn Cornerby. And Butler moved to within 10. And now Ashlyn Tassadori will get the privilege to serve. As the Golden Tornado getting ever so close to section victory number 1. Tassadori. Greer. Corbel. And that ball lands in there by Addison Zinnek. Don't know if there was an injury to Emily Sukaskis that has forced her to come out. But she came out here in this third set and hasn't made her way back in since. Simon. Mason. Cornerby. Too strong. Too strong for that dual block of McKee and Zinnak. And Butler leading by 2 again. Bryn Cornerby to serve. She's been the set 3 MVP up to this point. Cornerby. Announcer's jinx. He sent it straight into the net. My apologies. Subbing in once again is Jada Miller. Northfield's lineup goes as follows. Ashlyn Fazio, Kaylee McKee, and Sophia Rodriguez, who just subbed in, will be in that front 3. The backcourt will go as follows. Niam Greer, Catherine Batty Kiefer, along with Jada Miller, who will be serving here for the Indians. A 1-point deficit here for the Indians here in set 3. They trail 2-0. Must win this third set or else their night is done. Net violation. Campbell Klaus went crashing into the net. And we're tied at 16. Miller. That ball lands out. Good call there by Tassadori and Simon. It was a very close one. Very tight one. A bad one if you got wrong, but they got it spot on. As the Golden Tornado leading by 1, and Bailey Payne set to serve here for the second time this evening. She's able to get 1 point off of her serve last time. Got a service ace. See if she can do it again. No ace. It's an error. A lot of service errors here by the Golden Tornado coming to light. I believe that was the 4th one in this third set. There is Mason. Here is Lewandowski. Good job there by Jana Miller. Niam Greer. And there is Batty Kiefer. Tassadori. Simon. Or Mason that was. Lewandowski. Jana Miller. Must get it over. There's Batty Kiefer. Lewandowski. Mason and Raina Lewandowski with the support of the net. Couldn't win the point. But this time, they will not, as Batty Kiefer kept it alive. Mason, Lewandowski, is that ball in? It is out. And North Hills take the lead. Ashlyn Fazio stepping up to serve here for the North Hills Indians. North Hills once again getting ever so close to taking a set, but the last 2 sets they've fallen apart at the very death. And there's Simon. A bit of an error there. Poor dig there by the senior libero. Miss-hitting that one. And a costly mistake there for the Golden Tornado as North Hills pulls the lead back up to 2. There's Fazio in the Bailey Payne. Good dig. There's Mason Robinson and slam back home by Kaylee McKee. Time out there by Haley McCants. North Hills have picked up a handful of points in a row, and now they lead by 3 and are in full control in this third set. 2017, they lead in this third set, 5 points away from taking this third set and pulling to within 1 to make it 2-1 on the night. We will not go away as the raffle will be shown. Again, another very close set. Both teams competing ever so well. But right now, it is favoring the North Hills Indians. So we will see if North Hills will be able to close this one out. We've seen them. They've had leads in sets 1 and 2 of this proportion, but they've fallen apart at that last hurdle as they've just trying to avoid stumbling at that last hurdle this time. Timeout buzzer comes to an end. 2017 Indians, pardon me. Butler, though, leading the most important score of the night, 2-0. Just 8 points away from claiming the match and setting North Hills Homes with a defeat. Ashlyn Fazio. Bailey Payne. Mason. Lewandowski. Much needed point there for the Golden Tornado. And a timeout will be taken. 1,000. Let's listen.
Just scored 1,000 assists.
And with that point, that is assist number 1,000 for Julia Mason. Congratulations to the amazing Butler senior. An amazing feat for an amazing player. And a much-deserved ovation for her. Tears flowing. Rightfully so. Not many players are able to achieve that feat. But she needs to bring it back together, though. Butler trailing by 2. Trying to close out the night. Here is Lewandowski, Niam Greer. That ball might have been sending itself out. She kept it alive, though, anyway. Batty Kiefer, Payne, Mason, and there is Tassa Dory, but denied. Jana Miller, Ashlyn Fazio, and he soars long. And it's 20-19. Can the motivation of that 1,000th point from Julia Mason spark the Golden Tornado into some new momentum and run away with this third set and win the match? Robinson slamming it home, and we're tied at 20. Golden Tornado once again responding to the adversity, and we're once again tied. Raina Lewandowski. Niam Greer. It falls, and the Golden Tornado, just as they've done all night long, whenever things look dark in a set, they are able to find the light. 4 consecutive to pull up the lead, and they're 4 points away from the match. 21-20 whenever we return. And we're back. Butler once again looked down, got off the canvas, and are fighting once again like the heavyweight they are. 4 points away from the match. 21-20 they lead here in this third set. Lewandowski to serve. Niam Greer. Miller. Rodriguez. Robinson got a heavy piece but couldn't keep it. Keep it on the Northfield side, and we're tied at 21. Niam Greer now. Every touch matters. Greer. Bailey Payne. Patty Kiefer. Jana Miller. Patty Kiefer. Lewandowski's dig. Mason. Wonderfully done there by Julia Mason. Jana Miller. Kaylee McKee. Tossadori. Mason. Simon keeps it alive. Rodriguez. Simon. Tossadori. There's Lewandowski. Niam Greer. Patty Kiefer. Simon. Lewandowski sent over by Tossadori. Marathon point. And North Hills comes out on top. (22-21). And North Hills regains the lead. Niam Greer now to serve. Once again here for the Indians. For the third successive time. Greer. Long. Crucial error there by the libero, and we're tied at 22. Taylor Simon, the libero, the defensive specialist. Trying to come up big here for the Golden Tornado. Simon. Patty Kiefer. Miller. Patty Kiefer. Simon's dig. It goes all the way over, and it took a big deflection off of the top. And North Hills regains the lead at 23-22. North Hills have only had one set point tonight. If Madeline Corbell's serve is good, it could set them up for 2 in this third set, in hopes to keep the game alive. And Haley McCants, in response, will use her final timeout. Butler trailing North Hills 23-22. Another tight set here in this WPIAL 4A Section 2 matchup. Welcome back, everybody. Will this be the end of the match, or will this be a interlude to what's to come in that fourth set, if we need it? Here is Tossadori, poor hit, and now North Hills have set themselves up with 2 set points as they try to extend this match for one more set. 24-22 North Hills, and Madeline Corbell has the opportunity to close it out and to keep North Hills alive. Corbell, Payne's dig, Julia Mason, Tossadori, it drops, and the North Hills Indians survive the Butler Golden Tornado in this third set and pull it to within 1. It is 2-1 in favor of the Golden Tornado. North Hills stays alive, and we're staying for a fourth. Welcome back, everybody. We are back for one more guaranteed set. Set number 4. Here tonight in the Butler Area Senior High School Gymnasium. Butler took the first 2 sets by a score of 26-24, 25-23. North Hills able to battle back and take that 3rd set by a score of 25-22. North Hills just pulling away at the end and pulling off a huge victory to stay alive. And now Julia Mason, who got that brilliant achievement in that 3rd set with the 1,000th assist of her career. Here's maybe 1,000 number 1, not quite yet. Corbel. And North Hills open the scoring for the 4th set. As North Hills try to pull off a famous 2-0 down, 3 consecutive set comeback. We'll see if they'll be able to. We know how close they were to beating North Catholic. Seems like we're in for another close one. There's Cornerby. That's a big miss hit. And North Hills open it with the first 2 points. It's 2-0. Madeline Corbel to serve here for the Indians. North Hills carrying over the momentum from that big 3rd set victory. There's Tassadori. Good dig there by Fazio. Greer having just to send it over. Tassadori. There is Tassadori. That was Mason that set it up to Tassadori. And there is assist, 1,000 number 1. The road to 2,000 begins now here for Julia Mason. It's 2-1. Butler open their scoring in this 4th set. Tassadori. Long. Servers errors have been the issue since that 3rd set begun. And it's 3-1. Batty Kiefer. Tassadori's dig. Julia Mason. Campbell. Klaus. That ball lands in. And the Golden Tornado pull to within 1. Bryn Cornerby to serve. Cornerby, Tassadori, Mason, Lewandowski, Robinson, and Klaus. The 6 in for the Tornado. Corbel now finding Fazio. Mason, Tassadori, Klaus, Batty Kiefer, Corbel, and there's Fazio. Batty Kiefer, and it drops. Catherine Batty Kiefer getting that one to fall here for the Indians. The lead is 2. The 6 in for the Indians are Fazio, Zidnak, McKee, Batty Kiefer. That is number 2, Madeline Corbel, and then Kaylee McKee. For number 18, Windsor Usak, who's making her first appearance of the night here for the Indians. Fourth 3 North Hills leads. Waiting for the substitution. And they get it. Eva Stutz in. And she'll be thrown right into the action to serve. Stutz here for the Golden Tornado. Stutz. Batty Kiefer. And there is a long one there by Zidnak. Got a lot on it. Too much on it. 4-4. Stutz. Fazio. Corbel. And it falls. Zidnak was just able to get it over. It took a heavy deflection off of the net. And it falls here for the Indians. And it's 5-4 North Hills. Couple substitutions being made here by the Indians. Jana Miller coming in as well Sofia Rodriguez. 5-4 Indians. A tight set, surprise, surprise. And we're tied at 5. Raina Lewandowski now to serve here for the Golden Tornado. Lewandowski. Batty Kiefer's dig. Jada Miller set. And there's Ashlyn Fazio. Julia Mason. Taylor Simon. Into Ashlyn Tassadori. It hits the net. Niam Greer did very well. That was Fazio who hit it over. Here is Lewandowski. Got up so high, but Batty Kiefer's dig was excellent. There is Fazio. Stutz. Simon. Tassadori. What can she make out of this? She hits the net, and it falls. She did ever so well. The net aiding Ashlyn Tassadori to a kill, and the Golden Tornado regain the lead at 6-5. That's 2 consecutive here for Butler. Greer. Ashlyn Fazio. Tassadori. Or that's Lewandowski, Mason, then there's Janessa Robinson. Here's Jana Miller here for North Hills, and there's Ashlyn Fazio for the Indians to tie it right back up at 6. Fazio serve. And Kaylee McKee's kill. Got right up, it fell right to her on a silver platter, and she slammed it home to give North Hills the lead at 7-6. Fazio. Mason. Lewandowski, it lands out. Patty Kiefer and McKee did ever so well to block it. They kept it on the Butler end, but couldn't keep it in play, which results in Butler winning the point and tying it back up at 7. Taylor Simon to serve. Simon. Greer. Miller. Kaylee McKee. Eva Stutz's dig. Mason. Simon. So strongly hit there by Batty Kiefer, but couldn't keep it in play, and the Golden Tornado regained the lead at 8-7. Simon once again here to serve. Greer. Sophia Rodriguez. Lewandowski. Mason. Cornerby slamming it home. Bryn Cornerby bringing the hammer down for Butler. And extending that Golden Tornado lead to 2. Taylor Simon, that serve has been causing issues for the Indians. Bringing good charms here to Butler. Let's see if that can continue. Greer. Fazio, it falls. Tassadori got down. The net certainly aided Fazio in doing so. And she earns the kill. And North Hills pull it to within 1. Niam Greer, the substitute libero who got in for Emily Sukaskis. Don't know exactly what happened to her. Here is Lewandowski. Jana Miller. Greer. Batty Kiefer, Tassadori hit it, not knowing that Simon was right behind her to get an easy dig. Miscommunication by the Tornado, and North Hills pick up 2 quick successive points to tie it at 9. Greer. Lewandowski. Julia Mason. Tassadori. Tassadori keeps it alive, or no. It's going to be North Hills' point. And they've picked up 3 points at a flash all of a sudden. Oh, what a dig there from Mason. Tassadori kept it alive. Referee saw something in there that he didn't like. And it's going to be North Hills' point, now bringing the lead to 11-9. Miscommunication again as Simon was somehow able to save it. That was ugly there for the Tornado. Are they going to be able to find a way to get the point? Tassadori. Yes, they will. It wasn't pretty, but Butler find a way. Stutz and Simon had miscommunication, and Tassadori ends up getting the kill to bring Butler back to within one. Mason, Patty Kiefer, Jana Miller, Rodriguez, Julia Mason, and nobody was there to receive. Mental errors once again coming into play there for the Golden Tornado. There was a mental error on the last point as well, but luckily they were able to save themselves. Not this one though, as North Hills up their lead to 2 again. Has a 5th set possibly on the horizon. Madeline Corbel to serve here for the Indians as they try to really extend their lead and run away from the Tornado in set number 4. As they try to bring it back all the way from 2-0 down to a winner-take-all 5th set. Corbel, Tassadori, Mason, Cornaby, slamming it home. Bryn Cornaby, much needed point there for the Golden Tornado's momentum. And it's 12-11. Tassadori, Niam Greer, Patty Kiefer, slamming it home, finding that cross-court corner. Painting the corners, Patty Kiefer was, and North Hills 13-11 they lead. Patty Kiefer, Simon's dig, Mason, Cornaby, Niam Greer. There is Fazio just having to hit it over. Tassadori, Mason, Lewandowski. Brilliant dig there by Patty Kiefer. Fazio, Tassadori, Julia Mason. Lewandowski just had to punch it over. The net was moving. Whose point is it? It's Butler's point. Again, don't know exactly what the call was. The net was moving. Did it? I believe that was Addison Zidnek who was taking the claim on the other end, claiming my bad, she must have hit the net. Did not quite see it from my point of view. There is Bryn Cornaby there now, the way. 13-12 in favor of the Indians. Fazio. 4 hits, and we're tied. Bryn Cornaby here to serve it for the Tornado. 2 consecutive points now here for Butler. Can the Tornado take the lead? Cornaby, Greer's dig, Corbel's set, and Zidnak, I think that found the corner. It did. Northfield regain the lead. Just cannot separate these two teams. Biggest lead anybody's had is 3. A 4-point lead would be a mountain to climb with the way this game's gone. Tassadori, Mason, Campbell Klaus. Simon, Raina Lewandowski, Corbel, Windsor Usak. There is Fazio, and she hits it into the net, and we're tied at 14. Niam Greer will check in here for Windsor Usak, and Bailey Payne will check in for Campbell Klaus. Payne will be the one to serve. The senior trying to will Butler through. Robinson, brilliant dig there by Greer to keep the point alive. Lewandowski, my word, was that powerful. 15-14 in favor of the Golden Tornado. As the Butler student section trying to continue and up the momentum, as Butler trying to close this one out. They're 10 points away from the victory. Patty Kiefer, Tassadori, Julia Mason, Lewandowski, wonderful dig. Lewandowski jumped far too early. got a bit too excited, and we're tied at 15. Sofia Rodriguez checking back in here for the Indians. Along with Jana Miller. Tassadori, Simon, and Payne getting ready for the serve receive. Simon, Mason, Janessa Robinson, Miller, Fazio, Tassadori, Julia Mason, Lewandowski, it's in! And Butler take a 16-15 lead. Raina Lewandowski once again painting them corners. Raina Lewandowski. Butler ever so close. Can she be the one to find that all-important point? Fazio. Lewandowski. Mason. Tassadori. Jana Miller. Niam Greer. There is Fazio. Simon never went down for it. Maybe she thought Lewandowski was right beside her. Either way, the ball fell on the floor, and we're tied once again at 16. Huge moment now in the match. Ashlyn Fazio, 16-16, set number 4. North Hills trailing 2-1. Bailey Payne, Julia Mason, Raina Lewandowski. Miller, Sofia Rodriguez getting it over. Lewandowski's dig now finding Mason into Tassadori. Jana Miller. Lewandowski, Julia Mason, Tassadori, and there's Jana Miller's dig. Fazio setting up Batty Kiefer, colliding with Simon and Lewandowski. Bailey Payne, what a job. Mason, no. Brilliant effort there by the Golden Tornado. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't enough as the Indians retake the lead at 17-16. Fazio. There's Bailey Payne. Julia Mason. And there's Tassadori, rejected at the net by Kaylee McKee and Sofia Rodriguez. Both getting up in celebration as the Indians leading 18-16. Ashlyn Fazio again. Fazio. Simon. Mason kept it alive. Robinson rejected there by McKee. Tassadori. Lewandowski getting it over. Payne did ever so well. Tassadori, Lewandowski kept it, keeping it alive here for the Tornado. Greer, McKee, Mason, net violation there on Kaylee McKee. A crucial error there by the sophomore. And the Indians' lead is cut to 1. Taylor Simon. Niam Greer. Jana Miller. Batty Kiefer. Long. Got a lot on it, but couldn't keep it in play. And we're tied at 18 again. Taylor Simon, the senior. Batty Kiefer. Miller. Fazio, and there's Lewandowski. Mason, corner B, and Niam Greer too hard for her to handle. And the Golden Tornado retake the lead at 19-18. Here we go again, 19-18 Golden Tornado, and we are tied at 19 as Taylor Simon sends her serve long. Niam Greer. Raina Lewandowski, Julia Mason. Here is Tassadori. Miller. Usak, and there is Batty Kiefer. Wonderful dig there by Simon. Mason, corner B, got up a lot too early, but it stays alive, and the point goes to the Golden Tornado. 4 hits. And Butler leading 20-19. Julia Mason now to serve. On her special night, can she will Butler in? Mason, Greer, Jana Miller, Patty Kiefer, and it gets down before Mason could get to it. 20-20. Madeline Corbel along with Kid Zidnak will come into the game here for the Indians. Madeline Corbel thrown straight into the action to serve. Both teams 5 points away from the set victory as they're cleaning up a mess there on the court. Huge moment in the match for both teams. Golden Tornado trying to just close this one out. Indians trying to stay alive for another set and send us to a winner-take-all 5th set. Corbel, that landed in. Hit the line, 21-20, North Hills. A crucial service ace by Madeline Corbel. And the Indians take an all-important lead. Corbel. Into the net, it's a service error. Not the time to have a service error. There for the Indians, a costly one. And now Ashlyn Tussadori, the Wheaton College commit, taking her talents to Massachusetts next fall. Trying to be the one that brings Butler through, and she finds a service ace. Huge service ace there for Tussadori, and it's 22-21. Tussadori here for the Golden Tornado. Butler 3 points away from the victory. Tussadori. No ace this time. Greer kept it alive. There's Corbel, Batty Kiefer. It's out! Big roar from the Golden Tornado as they pull to within 2. 23-21 Butler, and a timeout called by Shank as the Butler Golden Tornado starting to turn up. 23-21 they lead. 2 points away from the victory. And we're back, and Butler in full control here in this 4th set. 23-21 they lead. 2 points away from the victory and sending North Hills home with a loss. North Hills can fall to 0-2 in this section. Butler can try to rise to 1-1. They're just 2 points away. It's up to Ashlyn Tussadori to put in a good serve and to will the Tornado through. Tussadori. Greer keeps it in. Corbel. Zidnak, it lands! A crucial point there for the Indians, and it's 23-22. Massive poise there from the senior. Or from the junior, pardon me. Batty Kiefer. Simon. Mason. Lewandowski. Batty Kiefer keeps it alive. Greer. Fazio. Lewandowski. Mason. Tussadori into the net, and we're tied at 23. Another crucial error from the Tornado. Self-destructing. And once again, it's 1-2 wins. Batty Kiefer, Tussadori, Mason, Cornaby, Corbel, Greer, Batty Kiefer, it keeps it alive. Tornado will go again. Cornaby slamming it home. Bryn Cornaby for the Golden Tornado. Big time spike there by Cornaby, and Butler have a match point. the first match point of the night. And Annalise Shank will take her final time out of the set. As when we return, the Golden Tornado will have a match point to try to close this one out and take their first section victory. Now it's going to be up to the University of Pitt Johnstown commit. Bryn Cornerby has been a varsity starter since she was a freshman. Now all the way in her senior year in 2025. Can she will the Tornado to a first section victory? Greer is going to come over here to the Tornado. Robinson, Mason, Cornerby, Corbel, Greer, they need to get it over. And they do. North Hill stays alive. Cornerby, Mason, Klaus, Corbel, Greer, Fazio, Cornerby, Julia Mason, Lewandowski, and it stays alive again. Robinson, Butler wins! It's a net violation, and the Butler Golden Tornado pull off a section victory over the North Hills Indians as they win a thriller. 3-1 in the sets as they win set 1 26-24, win set 2 25-23. North Hills were able to pull one back in that third set to make it to make it a two sets to one matchup. But Butler, despite all the adversity that they faced in that fourth set, they were able to pull through and win 25-23. It was an amazing match, folks. I really thank you so much for joining us. North Hills and Butler, that was a thriller. I can't wait for that next matchup that they have later in October. It was a movie, for sure. Butler taking it 3-1. An amazing showcase of talent from both sides. It was close the whole way through. The most any team led was 3. Butler find a way through, and they're getting celebrated as they should by that student section. That was lively all night long. The crowd was brilliant. Kept a hostile environment all night for the Indians. As Butler able to pick up their first section victory, they will take on the WPIAL Championship runner-up from last season, North Catholic, next Tuesday. I thank you so much for joining us, folks. My name's Jake Kaufman. I thank you so much for joining us on the ride. Butler take this one 3-1 and pick up section victory number 1 as they move to 1-1 in the section and take a big step towards the WPIAL playoffs. Thank you so much for joining us and have a good night.